Jim here from Copper Forecast, and coming to you today from
Fort Holmes
on Mackinac Island, and it's a little windy up here, so I hope this is coming across okay. But I've got my Padron cigar, and it's a nice cigar, full body cigar. I really like it. It's kind of a nice for an environment like this, kind of cold. But hey, so obviously this is a little bit of a different forum for Silver Forecast Weekly Journal. And one thing I want to talk about this week is stuff that I'm calling surviving the middle. And what that means is, I believe, a lot of smart people believe that silver is going to a much higher price. And within that high price, there's going to be a lot of volatility, but there's going to be, according to Micheal Oliver, a major pullback. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. That's a part of surviving the middle. Now, for us stackers, for us stackers, it's not that big of a deal. Honestly, it's a buying opportunity. But I know, in addition to having our silver and copper stacks, a lot of us have mining shares, and I recommend it. I've done some videos on it, Eric Sprott and that sort of thing, what he recommends. But those big dips obviously can affect those. You might be sitting on some pretty good profits with the miners. The miners haven't gone up like the silver shares have, but you know, you might be sitting on some gains, and you may not want to see that drop. Now, hey, if we're going to, you know, $200, $500 like per ounce, like Micheal Oliver is saying, it really doesn't matter if it goes back to zero, as long as it goes back up, and it has to go back up because all of the major indicators haven't gone away, even for that big dip. The industrial demand, monetary pressure, the short supply on silver, gold, and the other precious minerals. So it has to go back up. And if you know that's part of the game plan, then it's really not a problem. Where it does become a problem is for those people that maybe own call options or something like that. The dip, according to Micheal Oliver, it's going to last about, the big dip, it's going to last about 2 weeks to a month. He talked about in this video right here somewhere around the time frame of possibly February. He didn't put a date on it exactly, but he said February. He said the price can be around 100 to or 90 to $120. So, you know, as far as my stacking, my copper and my silver, hey, I'm not touching that. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my mining stocks. And of course, you know, options, if you play that, you know, you're gonna have to play that however you play it. But there's going to be volatility along the way, and in addition to the big pullback. But as far as surviving the middle, if we know that's coming, if we know it's part of the game plan, well, then it's really not a problem. So that's my point for this week. Surviving
the middle, knowing the goal, knowing it's part of the game plan, and that'll allow you to sleep at night.
So next week, in our weekly journal, if we are really, which I believe, if we are, you know, 6 months from $200 to $500 silver, I want to talk to you about next week what I'm going to be doing. It kind of gets to be a point where I'm not getting out of my silver position, but I might be moving around some of my other mining type investments, staying in the sector, but that's what I want to talk about next week. take a look at silver forecast. We just dropped that. Talking about silver forecast real quick. You know, this week it's not about chasing price. It's about whether this market is going to be stress test or the silver price is going to be validated this week. Volatility, that's part of the game plan. Pullbacks, like we just discussed, pullbacks, that's part of the game plan. And take a look at that forecast. It talks about some of the indicators we're looking at for next week as far as the DAX, which we're always looking at, the dollar, some of the resistant Fibonacci levels, the Chinese export laws as far as silver, and the CME margin requirements. Take a look at silver forecast. Oh, and if you're interested in Fort Holmes and what happened here, it's actually quite a story. You can take a look at this video, and I'm here on Mackinac Island, and it's pretty much a normal day here in the winter on Mackinac Island. Got the Fort Mackinac over there and in downtown, but this is pretty much a standard day here on the island.